Oh, yeah, that's right. They just released the next Chisel tool. Or, oh my gosh. Wow, maybe this is a mistake to stream today. I guess we'll just start. We'll head over to Rusty Gears. Sure, we'll do Rusty Gears. It's just my brain's just booting up, I think. Just going through, just trying to decide if I want to start with any Suno. Maybe not right this second. All right. We are in the Rusty Gears server. And I've been working on this part quite a bit lately. I don't know why. Maybe it's summertime vibes. Actually, I find a lot of the servers I usually play on dead at the moment. Including my own, which is literally dead because I had to, like, wipe it out and did all sorts of testing for the latest Chisel tool version. And for some reason on my old host, it wouldn't work. I just about lost my mind trying to fix that. I made these picnic tables the other day. Ah! It will work, I think, if I... There we go. Not bad. I don't know if I like this, Let's get rid of the eye patch. There we go. So we got our hot dog and our little cup. Although it's kind of mixed here. We got, like, obviously our little cooler. Then we have a full-on napkin dispenser, which suggests it's a restaurant. I guess people could bring their own napkin dispensers. I don't know if people would actually do that. We'll wander over. And check out the park. I had a little animation for the bunny. Look at that bunny. And hi, Mr. Snowman. Oh. He still doesn't like to be touched. And of course, we could sit at the park bench and watch the animals animate, including the bunny. And there's Sammy sitting on my shoulder. Oh boy, I'm not very high energy today. Maybe this whole streaming thing was a mistake. Just need to, like, smack myself in the face a few times or play some music and get all pumped up. Well, it's a Sunday. Now, when I make this gnome, I wanted to try and make the colors like it was faded in the ground. Here, let's just rotate it so we can have a look at it. It wants the shovel to dig this up. I don't know if it really worked out how I was envisioning it. But I tried to use some faded colors and mix it in with the dirt. Yeah, not bad, I guess. Let's stick them down there. And of course, we got the flower pots that I was obsessed with last week. Which my favorite are like these ones here that take the 4-way plants, give them their own pots. That was kind of cool. Could hop over to the new test server and just briefly go over the newest chisel tool thingies, including, which I guess is hard to show, but there is a brand new version of Chisel Tools out today. Well, there's a new version to the mainline, but I also released Chisel Tools Lite, which is literally just oh, I'm not in creative on here. Let's hop over to the other server. Hey, Cricket. You're getting ready for the day? It's like 2 o'clock. Come on now. And I think you're in my time zone now, too. I'm just teasing. How's it going, Cricket? Hopefully everything went well with the move and whatnot. Uh-oh. That's not what we want to see. I got a crash. Alright, just pardon me while I restart my client here. Hopefully it starts streaming again right away. Let me just double check OBS, because sometimes it has a fit. There we go. Okay. Thank goodness. Huh. That was a weird... Oh, you know why I crashed? Because I hop servers. Not really supposed to do that. So this is my new test server, which is empty. Not been setting the alarm. Work is hard getting back to place with the shape. Definitely going to be online today. Took 3 hours to get connected. Yeah, well, hopefully you have a decent internet once it's all said and done. So, these look like spiders or something. But the new version of Chisel Tools just came out. And... too much yard work. No. It's Sunday. You're not supposed to do yard work on Sunday. Pretty sure how this works. So I have split... oh, hello. I've split out some of the tools. The main thing that's gotten split is the door tools. Just because I thought that'd make a little sense and more sense. And let's... The simple pantograph has the 4 modes, and this is the one that you start with, and you can just put that in your crafting grid to get the steel pantograph, or whatever metal, and then you can craft this into the door tool, and then back to the simple, which might be a mistake. Maybe you should just go back and forth between these two, but whatever it takes. Actually, if we get away from the bear, let's just have an actual look at that. So, game mode, survival. Surely he's just chilling down there. Let's see. So if I take this, I can craft it to a full tin bronze pantograph, which I've also added the paint scraper tool. I've added it into the pantograph because I feel like it fits in there, because you will be cutting and pasting all your materials and you're going to end up with extras. So I added a paint scraper. The paint scraper is still there, and actually the paint scraper is technically a pantograph now, but that's all on the back end. It's not something you probably would notice. So the new Chisel Tool Lite. Back to creative. It basically, I've stripped everything out except for the pantograph, which I think it has. I think you get all these modes, and you get the hand wedge, and oh, that's the planer. You get the hand planer, you get the hand wedge, you get the pantograph, and that's it. There's literally nothing else from Chisel Tools in that version. No, it's just because, like, this can be a lot, especially the palettes and the Jonas paintbrush and stuff. And some people really didn't want that on their servers. Plus, with Chisel Tools Lite, you can add and remove it, Chisel Tools Lite, without too much trouble. And there's an unfortunate shape over there. Whereas if you try and remove regular chisel tools, you end up with some weirdness. So actually I had to delete a big chunk of my test in hey Saturn, welcome. I had to delete this chunk because it had words. Oh, it had a chisel door and a bunch of like chisel tool material, so as I was pulling it in and out, this was really unhappy. But Chisel Tools Lite, if for some reason you wanted to remove it off your server, you would just lose the 4 tools. But some of the other stuff that I have fixed, okay, this one I thought I fixed. Oh, thank you, appreciate it, Saturn Sky. Oops, okay, well you can see I've pasted in there. But the undo now works with materials, so it will revert the material list as well. You won't get the materials back, but at least if you accidentally clicked on something, you play on never used palettes. Yeah, the palettes, they are a bit of a trap, I find. Much as I like, the Jonas palette is obviously very OP. Well, actually, it's not too OP. I think I've balanced it not bad, but in the context of like vintage story lighting, it could be a bit much. The glow palette, not so bad, because it doesn't actually give off light. But even this palette, these materials I should not have added. And these palettes do kind of, I find when I start using them, and it's hard to break away from using this palette for everything. And it doesn't always make the creative blocks. I mean, they're bright primary color blocks. Anyways, so some people could do that. And then of course, I spelled chiseled wrong on the chisel door tool. I just noticed that. Oh well. I'll wait for everyone to bug report that. Oops. What are the other changes? Oh, now this I thought I had fixed. If you're coming along and you want to paste, right-clicking with the palette will usually turn this into a chisel block, so the second click can paste it. The only problem I found is that, oh, see, now it's working on dirt. What the frig? Oh, it's not working on soil. And I don't think it was working on sand. So the next version, I'll try and fix that. See, I know I could do it because the regular chisel will happily change that sand block into a chisel block. But anyways, most of the time it's going to work, and it's quite handy because, like, you've got the pantograph in your hand anyways. And of course, the unused materials, that's one that you can't undo, and I have not been able to fix that. So let's say I start messing with this, and then I add, ah! Thought I was on the ground. I add some black. Let's add a green and a blue. So we start doodling. So we got our black in there, but if we decide we don't want all those in there, they can get really messy. And actually, if we do this, if we, what was the last one I used? Let's we're going to add a pink. And then if I tag this again, now we've got 2 pinks in there that are the same. Oh, the Sammy episode, that was great. So formerly with the paint scraper, but now also with the pantograph, you can put it in paint scraper mode, and it's basically, it's merged the 2 different of this pastel together, and it's removed the other ones we don't want. So that's just handy for cleaning up stuff. And we can show the door tool. Hey, these nuts. I am the master of the chisel. Well, actually, I don't know about that. I'm like, I've seen a lot of really good chiselers, so hopefully I can just help them chisel away. But hey, I'll accept any chisel tool related glazing that people are offering. Yeah, I'll have a look at the door. Let's make a quick door. So we'll make this outside the frame. And the inside's going to be a door. Let's make it blue. Why? Just cause. And we're going to go in with a hand planer. And we'll just actually, let's hit this with the Jonas palette because it is getting a bit dark. So we're gonna just add a white light here. And we will use this straw mode. Might as well show off everything we got here. And just push that in one. Oh, in the wrong mode. Decorative shoots. Yeah, I have thought of stuff like that. That'll just be one day. It's one of those things that one day I'll just probably end up adding it. So here's this mirror shape mode from the pantograph. Which, oh, that has not worked. There we go. Sometimes with a brand new pantograph, you have to left click to take the snapshot before some of the functions will work. So there's our crappy. You know what? Let's go nuts. Let's add a doorknob. Oh no. Okay. Here is a thing where we can use the paint to the paint scraper function. It's your time to shine, paint scraper. And see, the doorknob's not actually up there, so we don't need that color. So let's scrape that also. Yeah, I think I've done the best I can. I actually, Tyron, who's the makes Vintage Story, was there we go. Actually, I guess that doorknob should be on that side, but oh no, no, that's right. I'll just leave it like that. He said that was actually possibly a Vintage Story bug and not a Chisel Tool bug, because there are other times where Vintage Story will not read a change in collisions right away. So I think I got that as about as good as it's going to get. So we're going to make this into a door, which now we have to use the door tool. Oh, and I made another little change. If I try and set the open door state before the closed door, it'll just throw a little error. So I just right-clicked on that. I took a picture of it first. So now you can see we're clicking on this, and it's cycling through two states. So I'm left-clicking on that. You can hear the picture. So now the bottom is set up. I mean, if you want to get fancy, you can assign an open state to the door. There's all sorts of things you can do with it. And now the final thing, I'm going to link up the doors. So I'm going to right click on the first one and left click on the second one. And now you can see, maybe you can see it says Chisel Tools Controlling up there. I don't know what the Chisel Tools, oh, that's just telling you what mod it is, but the controlling is telling you that it's controlling another block. So now they open and close together. So you can get fancy with this. You can, with this mode, assign a closed door shape. And there's some other things. You can control shift click to set an empty state. But we're just going to go with a simple one. Now, if we get a vanilla wrench and right click on here, we get all these options, which are fairly new. So we can actually set this to be triggered by any entity, which means, oh wait, this bottom part. See, now if I run into it, it actually opens. It's not closing because once it's open, there's no collision with this particular door. And then, of course, the other thing we can do is add... We could pick one of these sounds. You kind of have to know the sounds that are in there and search around. So now that I've set that... Oh, I think it's getting the collision 2 times. So now it makes that sound. Which is just a little sound I tucked into Vintage Story today. And of course there's this one that I used to terrorize people on Perk server. Hey. But it's not just... It's any sound in the game, basically. If we try and find... I don't know, is there a grunt or something? No. Idle. Oh, here we go. Get some idle sounds. Let me turn up my master volume. I can't personally hear that. We'll just crank it. Oops. And one of my favorite things to do now is, of course, to use it for little animations. Yeah, you could make a bear sound. Oh, those sounds will not show up unless you either in creative mode or you have a special permission, which I think is in the mod page, how to get that permission. Because you can see how absolutely grief worthy this whole thing would be. Like, you could just have every floor plate in a house trigger a bell alarm or something. Like, it gets out of hand quick. So you have to have that permission. That leaves it up to the server operators to give you that permission. That little bunny. Now this is a fairly new thing, and I still don't have a way for it to show properly, but if you use this full pace mode... Oh, by the way, this is the portfolio. I didn't really explain that. It's set up for P on mine, and it lets you save stuff from your pantograph to your computer so that you can pull it in later. Oh, there's Deej. Yeah, well, you're going to have to get the sound thing. You know what? I don't have the other animation frame for him, but... Here, we'll just make another one here. And this will also show you the 2-door phase. I've already animated this guy on... Let's just make him blink slightly, and I guess... Maybe you can lift a paw or something. And maybe just move his ears slightly. Alright, so we have 2 frames. So... put him over here. So this is just a block. We're going to make him editable. And actually with the door tool, oops, we have to go into sign closed door shape. So we still left click to pick up that door shape. And that should have worked. Oh. I think we might have an issue here. Oh no, there we go. You just have to click sometimes. Okay, now we're going to switch to, oops, we need the door tool. We're going to switch to assign open door shape. And I'm going to take the little picture and paste on there. It's kind of cute. And now let's link this all together. So right click, left click on the final one. I appreciate that, Cricket. Oh, hello. Technically, he could trigger that door. Trying to think what other. I think I got. What other ones are. The problem is half of my. Or more than half. Like I have about 700 shapes. Most of them do not store the material data with them. But if you're just using Chisel Tools now, like any new thing you save to the portfolio. Oh, just a little chthonic altar. Will save the material data with it. And I also don't have a thing in here to tell me whether it has it or not. So I just have to remember. The little guys. Oh yeah, I got a cute little turtle. So I know this one has. Say, oh yeah. Actually, let's see. Do I have? So I guess you have to take the snapshot first, and then if you go in here, it's right here. And then I think I have to open it again before it'll show up. But you can see there's turtle and test turtle and baby turtles. So we could do a similar deal here. Let's have him blink and just move his head to the side. I actually have these guys are all on the Rusty Gear server right now. One day I'm going to end up like just coming through and making this, letting it so you can make multiple frames of animation. This is something that's going to happen one day. Oops. So, assign closed door shapes. Boop. Assign open door shape. Boop. So now... Oop. Alright, I screwed up this one. I believe. Yeah, it's been in there a little while, but yeah, it's not, please look at a chisel block. Oh yeah, the doors don't count as chisel blocks. Uh-oh, I have to cough for just a second. Yeah, I remembered I had a button to mute that cough. So the controls... You'll find a Chisel Tool portfolio, which you can assign the controls. So now we can link everything together. You can see how the sounds can be very briefy. I'm just gonna look at my notes, patch notes real quick. See if there's anything else new in Chisel Tools today. It's like Chisel Tools today. Bug fixes. Oh, decorative chimney should now be counted as solid blocks. May have fixed another bug. I removed the copy lock tool because that was just like a landmine for people. I might make a special tool for that. Basically, that copy protected a block so that you could give a statue to someone wherever they wouldn't be able to copy it, but it's very, a very one-way. You can sort of do that. It does. I have tested it. It does work. It didn't work with trains, unfortunately, because I had a whole, like, triggered door thing by trains, and it just didn't work. Move coffee lock, move door modes, door tool, cyclograph, fix mirror and paste undo. Oh yeah, the mirror and paste should undo now. And then I just added the models. Yeah, that's about it. You like copy protect? Well, it'll come back, but I do want to think of a way that the person that copy protected at least can uncopy protect it. Of course, if you get fancy with this, you can make... Here, we'll just reuse this block. Do I have... Let's do this. Oops. This is the handy thing with the pantograph, too, with the portfolio once you start using it. Like, I've got these very basic shapes. Super handy to have. See that little error message? This one does not have material information on it. So we're going to try... This is probably overkill, actually. What to do. It definitely is overkill. This is going to be kind of dumb looking, but... And now we need our hand wedge. I want that in the middle. Yeah, well, that's what it's for. And it will come back. I have to think about it. Like, I guess the simplest is just to add a copy protect tool. But having it where it was in the pantograph made some people very sad, because spent all their time in their thing, and because it was just like literally here or whatever. If you hit it by mistake, guess what? You can't edit that block, or you could edit it. You can't ever copy it again. So we're gonna do this. Yes, it was heavy with options. Technically, I did add something else back into it. It was just the paint sticker, actually, which I want to use right now. And that's one of the modes that you can't undo. I haven't been able to fix that. Okay, so... I forgot I'm creative. I can just right click. So if I put this here... So now we can link this all together. The door tool, see, I forgot that I'd done this now. I can't believe I've done this. So now if you right click on that, hey. Sometimes you have to click the control block before the whole thing starts working. So you see, if I had taken my time and made a little wall switch, you kind of have a virtual switch. And actually, you could take the wrench and turn off right-clicking on these. And then if I turn all of this off, then there's actually, you can't do anything with these, but you can use the lever. I might have to change that sound soon. So, if you imagine the switch is on the inside, then you kind of have a little gate system. Or you could, I guess you could have a whole wall of switches. You can't do like Egyptian switch puzzles or anything like that. It's not like a full redstone. It's literally cycle between two things. This guy, are you good, bro? You've been sitting there a long time. And of course, you could also turn it off. And there's also this trigger by allow players. I haven't really been able to test this properly yet. So any entity is any entity, right? Should be able to. You know what? So now whenever I run over it, it's triggering the door. I think we'll have to change that sound soon. Does it work with... I can't remember if I ever tested. I don't think it works with projectiles. That would be really cool if it did. Let's get some bling here. Well, yeah, no, it doesn't work. It would work with this guy. I'm pretty sure. Here, let's go. I am not sure where I am, and I think I'm right near the start, but before I go into survival here. Alright. Yes. So if I hit this guy... There we go! He triggered the door. Now he's gonna kill me. I mean, that was kind of my own fault, right? Hey! Oh, there he is. He's guarding my stuff. So you could kind of make traps with this, but again, the collision's not always the best. I have done some testing with that, and it does kind of work. Like you could have a pit that triggers... I guess we could try that. Why am I getting lights here? Okay, so let's just grab big block. And these, yeah, these are editable. Okay. So I think I got them all. Yeah. And let's link them all. Let's link everything together. And that. You can see there it's triggered. So each block now we would just have to change it to entity collision. Oh, you have to go see you, Cricket. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck with all the many things you gotta do lately. Okay. Uh-oh. this trigger only? Have I hit a bug? Alright, so let's grab a... Here, let's make a little... Okay, I have to change that sound. Alright, let's find a little critter here. I wonder what butterfly would trigger it. The goats are just going to hop out. That's going to cause chaos. Who we got to try and trap here? How about a raccoon? Let's just see. It looks like he went in a bottomless pit, but it worked. There he is. Well, it does kind of work. I think he would probably despawn down there. Unless we put a light source down there. Let's just stick a light down here. Maybe make it a little deeper. I guess down here you could have another series of... You could have a secondary switch thing. Let's find another creature. I mean, I know it works, but... Let's try an elk. Hello, Elky. Oh. Fine. Outsmart me. I didn't want you in my test anyways. Let's make this a little bigger. Jerk. No more elks. Let's do a fox. That'll take care of the raccoon problem. Whoops. I just trapped myself. I thought this had an entity trigger on it. Am I crazy? Hey. Alright. There you go, Foxy. He's looking around. Let's give him something to go after. Do foxes attack chicks? That seems... Oh no! Oh my gosh! I should be trapping those guys. This is terrible. They're far too cute to be used like this. I don't know if the fox was actually trying to go after that. Let's try a hen. See, I know what they're going to do at this point, and I do it anyways. I'm just cruel. Eventually that fox will... I feel like I'm like Wile E. Coyote here or something. Actually, on the bottom, maybe you could have a second... You could have a second trigger that would reset the whole thing again? I'm sure people will come up with all sorts of interesting stuff for this. Anyways, I think you get the idea. I'm not on my server. I am on a test server. Hey, Perk, welcome. I'm probably going to go back to Rusty Gears soon. Well, I'll go on Rusty Gears and then you control me. But listen to this sound that I've added. Oh. Alright, I'm going to go back on Rusty Gears. I don't think I have much else to show. And my server's kind of shut down now. Because, well, no one was on it, but also I had literally a bug that would only show up on that server even after I wiped it. I could not for the life of me figure it out. Alright, I gotta close Vintage Story quick and open it before the stream stops. So we'll head over to Rusty Gears. I guess I could go in Crow's Nest. How you doing, Perk? Hey, Brazil, welcome. How you guys been? Yeah, it just came out today. It looks like it's just very minimal fixes, so... And they said that's the last one before the next version? Yeah. Just very minor server fixes. I don't think it's, like, a priority. Oh, hey, Nicholas. Welcome. No, actually, I think I got it. I mean, if it's super easy for you to spin one up, yes, we could test it, but I think we're good. Because I fired up a Bisect hosting server again, and the bug was gone. It was literally only my host Havoc server, and I don't know what's wrong with it. I wiped the server out and everything. So we could just sit here and enjoy the ambience of these nuts. Oh, there's Sammy. Oh, you know what I need out here is you gotta have your tunes. Do I have an extra resonator?
These nuts.
These nuts will never ever stop. I think I have an extra. I have one in my house. It's fine, Nicholas. We're good. I appreciate the offer.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
Oh my god, I forgot about that floorboard. That's a squeaky floorboard. Is there an extra resonator in here? See, I think I did have an extra one, because I thought I had one in my... my old tent bag. So you don't have to push a button anymore. I could sit here all day. You know what we don't have? I just realized in the bathroom at all is a sink. There's no sink anywhere. We'll just won't think about the implications. Let's play some music.
Let me tell you a salty story, a warm and cozy tale. Let me sing a song.
Hey,
of
Wasteland,
these
welcome.
nuts. That's right, these nuts.
That's a good point, Perk.
You need to shut up before you end up
Hey,
like
Wasteland
Ken.
puppy,
Can
welcome.
these nuts fit in your mouth? Have you met my friend Philip? Philip, who? Come and Philip on these nuts. Oh,
Most of
yeah,
these
babe,
things are available in my
did you hear
Unstable
about
Throne
what happened
mod.
in Norway? Yeah, babe, in Norway these nuts can fit in your mouth. Oh, Kenya man, did you hear about all that Kenya stuff in Africa, man?
Sounds like a high school
These
musical.
nuts in your mouth. Schoolman's Scoy is great. I learned all about Emperor Sagan today. Yeah, you
It is
can
AI
suck
slot.
on these nuts.
You know, full
I
disclosure.
gotta know, are you still
Oh, what's happening
okay?
here?
Not really. I know it's clear you have a condition. The condition is called PTS. These nuts.
That's weird.
Close your eyes, baby, and try to imagine a dragon falling from the sky. Imagine dragging these nuts.
Is it 'cause there's
across
wallpaper
your
on there?
face. Say, baby, wow, you got a lot of ligma. What's ligma? Ligma nuts, yeah, boy. No more, I promise, but
Have you not heard this, Saturn?
putting
This is like been a standard brain rot thing for a while in these parts.
These nuts, I got them today. These nuts.
There's just an unfortunate amount of versions of it too.
Gonna give 'em away. These nuts. These nuts.
To be fair, I haven't streamed that much.
Never going away.
Yes, it is the Song of the Peoples. And then there's this version. I wonder what's going on here. It's obviously some Zed fighting. Must be with the wallpaper? You're welcome.
Let me tell you a salty story. A warm and cozy tale.
Actually, I can wander. If I just... I'll
Let
put
me
the
sing
Suno
a song.
on, and then... That way, we're not constrained to this one room. Where are we here? Oops, I gotta turn off the vanilla music. There we go. I don't know what the sound levels are. Hopefully they're alright. So here I've also used the trigger.
Let me tell you a salty story. A warm and cozy tale.
Oops, I gotta switch back.
Let
I
me
need like
sing a song.
Chisel
of these
Village.
nuts. That's right, these nuts. You need
Have you
to
heard the
shut
new
up
one? I could play the new one.
before you end up like Ken.
It was hard to hear me
These
before.
nuts
Oh,
fit
okay.
in your mouth. Have you met my friend Philip? Come and Philip on these nuts.
Thinking about my life
Oh
now.
yeah.
What have I
Baby,
become?
Did you hear about what happened in
What have I
Norway?
done?
Yeah, baby, Norway,
spent all
these
this
nuts
time
can fit in your mouth.
Making these
Kenya,
nuts.
man, did you hear about all that Kenya stuff in Africa, man? What happened? Kenya fit these nuts in your mouth.
Schoolman's go, I is great.
You heard your son sing this?
Sugan today. Yeah, you can Sugan.
Does he watch like Perk or anything?
these nuts. I gotta know, are you still okay? I know it's clear you have a condition. The condition is called PTSD's nuts.
Boy, if this is expanded beyond like our narrow vintage store community, I will be very
Close your eyes,
impressed.
baby, and try to imagine
Ah,
a
okay.
dragon falling from the sky. Imagine
This is the
dragging
Museum of
these
Toilets,
nuts
'cause, you know,
across your
I'm a 4-year-old.
face.
So we got our slide. Can't make an actual slide, but you can pretend with your imagination. And we've got the little riders. You know, that's free to the public. This is my gift to the public.
Say, baby, wow, you got a lot of ligma
No, I shouldn't
on
start
you.
this tour yet until this song is over.
Ligma nuts,
The next
yeah,
song is a
boy.
lot more
No more, I
appropriate for
promise.
this. Let's
But
see.
do you like pudding?
Come on down to the Museum of Toilets. Bring your whole family, they're sure to enjoy it. Family fun for all to see. Find out what happens to your poop and pee. Toilet fun for everyone. The gift
I need
shop
an
alone
extra
is a
monitor.
reason to come. We got
This server, this
rides,
is a
we
Rusty
got
Gear server.
slides,
It's been
the
around since
playground clean with
November.
utmost pride. Come on down to the Museum of Toilets. Bring your whole family, they're sure to enjoy it.
It's a multi
Family fun for
streamer
all to
server.
see.
Like
Find
Perk
out
is
what
on
happens
here,
to your
and
poop and
Cricket.
pee. So pack your family
Bran
into the car.
and Sid
Come
and
on
Punk.
down, you know where we are.
I don't want to name everyone
will have
because then
so
I'll
much
forget
fun.
people.
Come and see what comes out of your
Zubo,
bum. Come on down to the Museum
See,
of
the-
Toilets. Bring your whole
the more
family,
people I
they're
name, the
sure to
worse it
enjoy
gets if I can't remember
Family
them.
Fun for all to see. Find out what happens to your poop and pee. Come on down to the Museum of Toilets. Bring your whole family.
No, I
they're sure
could
to
add, like-
enjoy it. Family fun for all to see. Find
We
out
could
what
actually have
happens to
guest
your poop and
quarters
pee.
and make a Chisel toilet bed. Oh, of course you have to see the ride too. There's a free toilet ride. Uh-oh. I don't know what Suno's gonna do next. I don't know what this one is. Oh! I forgot this song! This is all AI slop. You know, full disclosure. This is one I said to my son one morning because I wanted breakfast. He was actually entertained. He's easily entertained by my nonsense. The other two kids of ours, maybe not so much.
Jackson, can you
Here's
get
Perk's house.
me a sausage and egg McMuffin with hash browns and a medium, coffee black with 3 sweeteners? Thanks, bro. Can you get me a sausage
Deej. That was another one.
McMuffin with hash
And of course,
browns
Candy. She like
and
makes
a
all the food.
medium, coffee
Actually, I gave her a
black with 3
picnic table. Someone's giving her cakes, apparently. Our home is a musical, constantly making up tunes. Yeah, like, I would make up some little tunes sometimes, and that would be the end of it. But with Suno, it's just like, now it's over, it never ends. I love how just over the top everything is for like a stupid song that I'd usually hum in my head. And now it's like a song. Alright, this one's going on. Suno doesn't know when to stop. Kind of like me. I don't know if I have... Do I have the new Chisel Tools one on here somewhere? Alright, shut up, Suno. Playlists. You know, if anyone's really tired of this, just let me know and I'll stop playing music. Chisel strings. Where is... I think this is it.
Chisel tools, we can shape the sky. Every block, a dream passing by. Move those voxels.
I do keep intending on making like stream bumpers. Like I want to make an actual Museum of Toilets commercial.
But
I haven't bothered to like get the B-roll or anything.
Oh
yeah, 8. I haven't. I just he made the Forge, so he's been on an extended vintage story break.
Our world becomes a masterpiece.
Oh, this is
A
the
canvas waiting for
Community
release.
Forge.
Sculpt our visions brick by brick.
And this is why there's no
Please
copper
don't
left on the
make
server.
a
Nonsense like this.
giant
It's been a little bit. I had
wait, you used
He
it
had
to
messaged
make
me
anamorphic
for something one
goo.
day.
Oh God, it's just too late. It can't be stopped.
So he's out there.
It is
He's
our
alive and kicking.
fate to chisel things both new and old. Why a saw? Wait, is that mold?
So delicate, the voxels nursed. By God, that
Oh, actually, these are my...
statue
I
is so
should,
cursed. Why did you make something so bad? Did you really chisel somebody's nads?
Is this not a chisel
Castles, walls,
lock?
and
Oh,
houses are the
it's his
vision,
anvil.
but I regret my bad decision.
This is a bit loud.
Monsters cling to every wall. Each one is cursed, both big and small.
Here, we'll just pause it for now. Is this... Oh no, he's made that into a chest. I could just pop it out. See, because I have the new chisel tool functionality. Boop. I can now, if I snapshot it and save it, let me see what I used to call this one. I think he's like Cozy Chunk or something. What did I call this guy before? Festive Chonky Mouse. There we go. So I'm going to save over him. Chonky Mouse. Spell it right. There, now he should be saved in my portfolio along with all his material information. So let's put him back where he belongs. I guess he was an anvil. I think Sid, another streamer, made that teddy bear. Pretty sure. Hopefully we can get something going with Rusty Gears again, but it is a older server, so I feel like a lot of people are kind of on a vintage story break these days. Probably because we all start at the same time with 1.20. Actually, this server started in 1.19. But 1.20 is a big release, so now at this point, a couple months later, everyone's kind of on... they've kind of burned out for a bit, which happens. This is Sid's museum. Not a museum of toilets, but rather a museum of artifacts. Actually, I believe this is slightly spoilery, but these actually go to like this goes to the Lazarette, which is a story location. He's got parts from the Lazarette there. This goes to Nadia Village, which is my absolute favorite thing they added in 1.20, but I won't go there. If you haven't done the story, then you should do the story. Except for the devastation. Screw that. Hopefully they do improve. They're supposed to improve that, but I was not a fan. Oh yeah, that's right. We have snakes. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Sid will have... Who else is in here? Gran. Gone as far as the RA. So you're, other than the sheer distance involved, like, there's not much to the Lazarette. The 120 stopped. Well, no, there's also the cave. The cave was kind of cool. But, like, that village, Nadia Village, that's like, this should be in the whole game. Here's Solston's. Actually, doesn't he have Speakeasy? Yeah, there's DJ Sammy. And lots of fine grenadine. Huh. Guess that would be pomegranate wine, wouldn't it? Grenadine? I like this guy. DJ Sammy. Sammy the Worm's like a meme. Started by Cricket on the very first day, I think. And then it just went on from there. Alright, how do I get out? I'm trapped down here with Sammy. Wait, are some of these doors? Let me out! This is like some backroom stuff or something. Alright, there's the stairs out. Who else we got? I believe this is Kendy's build. Not to be confused with Candy, but Kendi. Oh yeah, this is the community tannery. So you can see we're in a post-scarcity economy, which is kind of when the servers do somewhat start to dry up. I think then you start to see the player base split, and the hardcore same server forever people, they'll really just be getting started with their builds, and then the people that mostly, oh yeah, and Per, of course. People kind of like me that don't mind starting a new server more often. Although, an Apache. And Nathan? Haven't seen him around. It's in Azungo's house. Oh. Look at that. I think this must be Sid's work. That's quite adorable. I should, like, steal that model. I will. Should. Who else we got? I don't remember who built this. Did I leave flower pots? No, I picked up all my flower pots. This is the community pit kiln area. And then I think Sid made this with Chisel Tools. This is a shipping container to go down into some storage for Candy. For all of her hard work cooking. And then who's... what? Oh yeah, Vaporous Work? Haven't seen him in a long time either. This is something, he made this cool little lighthouse thing. This is something I want to add to Chisel Tools eventually, is like a projector, so that you could make this little chisel block and kind of put it in a projector, and then it would project it like it was in creative mode when you're doing world edit, and it would show you this, like where one voxel is one block, and it would just put the pattern here, and then you could like plan stuff out with the chisel block and then build it. Yeah, the basement. The basement. How do you get to the basement? That goes up. Don't go down. Where's the basement? Is there like a secret door somewhere? This is the opposite of a basement. Under the bed, of course. Oh, I made this for him. It's like the staff from Indiana Jones. Just acts it nicely. Alright, what question then? Where's the bed? Oh, there's the bed. Okay. Does he... Okay, so he literally... Did I give him that, or did he steal it? I may have given that to him. He was working on this project to make the entire village in miniature, which is super cool. Kind of giant. Here, let's do this. We're gonna do some kaiju RPing. This mask is was like testing positioning stuff for hats, but it was just so cursed that I ended up leaving it. Oh, yeah. Oh, look it! Literally right here is where I was supposed to go. I guess I better fix this. Can't be going around griefing. Wonder if you mind if I... Oh. Huh. I think maybe the outside has changed a bit since this was made, so... Well, I guess we need to, Okay, I'm just making it worse now. My gosh. Oh. What about over here? Okay, there's a way out. Where the heck? Oh. Why did it stick a wooden bucket in my inventory? How is that a replacement for using up the chisel block? I'm not sure which mod does that. This is pretty typical of my streams, doing very little. And this is the warehouse I built early on. And then Sid came in and made all these cool... I'm pretty sure it was Sid anyways. Made all these little, like, warehouse racks. It's not a very good design that I made, but the big expense was in pallets for this flooring. I made this area for... These are quarry mod slabs, which have overflown. Oh, and actually... I've got my mob farm down here, which is an old design that needs to be updated. This is where I was working on my jumper tent bag. So I have the original model here. I can keep working on it and then update the actual tent bag. Let's go right down. Down to heck. So these boards in theory prevent spawns. I think they do work. But this is a very old design. And I definitely have much better designs for mob farms now. In fact, I don't see a single spawn in here. So this is actually more of a storm shelter than a mob farm. You can come down here and hopefully fight when there's a temporal storm. Oh, I just realized I still have his bed in my inventory. I better go replace that. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel for making mob farms with chiseled fences that seem to just have the right collider to really mess with the mobs, so it's a relatively safe farm. Which Tyron has really done a lot of work to try and avoid people building Minecraft-style farms. What? Why is there a door here? Oh. I guess just to keep the monsters in. Or someone was, maybe me, was quarrying in there. Oh yeah, these are just quarries. Oh my gosh. I went and looked for slate one day. I forgot. It's right here. Oh well. It's one thing, it's hard to remember where you see all the different stone types. Like minerals and different things I will mark. But actual stone types, I usually forget to do that. And then of course, eventually you're going to actually want to use that stone type. And then you won't remember where you saw it. Oh, because these doors are so slow, I actually snuck a chisel door right here. I was making quick lime and got tired of waiting for the doors to open and close. You can go see Punk. That is... Oh yeah, Andy Days. He hasn't been on forever. It's a really nice house design of his. And this is Gran and Punk's house, which is really nice build. I don't want to think about how long they spent with these beams. Because the wood beams are just a nightmare sometimes. Look at this. Gran goes to town. She was doing stuff like this, I guess, in last season of Rusty Gears. And she didn't know about chisel tools at all. And she would still sit there and do this stuff. Now she knows chisel tools, but... And I think this is Punk's kitchen, as I recall. And there's one of my little presents, which they're using for a chest. I think Sid... I just assume Sid baked those. I think I made... Well, I made some of these presents, and probably other people have made present models also. So they actually have cabinetry. This is all Chisel Tools stuff. Oh, this is one thing. Every time I see this, I'm like, I keep needing to add a chiseled water source block. Because you have to... See, there's an extra block out front here that has to be there, or this will just leak out everywhere. Oh, look at the broom. Great work by Punk. And this is Gran's chiseled staircase, which I always thought was a really cool one. That would take some doing to get all that lined up properly. Like a little cool museum-y place. I'm pretty sure they don't mind me showing. I just realized, like, they do have their channels. There's Gran. I really need to get the shout out set up for them, and then I could just link to their channels as we go. The Grant's channel is great, especially if you want like a nice chill thing going on in the background. Videos are great. Get a little water wheel. This is just the tour of the server. There's a Chuma from a Australian web series that someone introduced me to simply because my name is Quentin. It is a Homer Simpson-like thing. Yeah. That's good. That's good to know. And actually these I made, but I made these as part of Better Ruins. So they've found these ruins. Actually, they found two of these. These are very rare, the chiseled rune. Yeah, I probably am behind on some of the Rusty Gears videos. This is where Punk goes to fight during a storm. Except he designed this before there was Botorn. So like pre-Botorn days, this is great for running around fighting during a temporal storm, but once they introduced the Botorn, this is just a death trap for humans. And there's that guy. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap it up because I'm just running out of steam. I should find someone to raid to. And attempt to correctly perform a raid. I don't think... YouTube doesn't have the equivalent of a raid, does it? Pretty sure it doesn't. So let's see who we got. There's actually a lot of Vintage Story streamers these days. I mean, we could raid out to Snackery, but he's playing Fortnite, so that's like a little too cringe. I won't send you to Snackery's Fortnite stream. I would like to find a vintage story streamer. I am not familiar with any of these people streaming, I don't think. Anyone got, we got Durr English. D-U-R-R. Let's try that one. Unless someone has other suggestions. I have no idea. I've never watched their stream. Which is always, you know, risky business, but we're going to go for it here. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. Put together this raid eventually. If I can freaking cut and paste. Oh my gosh. The streamer brain is real, people. Okay. Intended for mature audiences. Well, clearly that's not